In the realm of music creation, how does making a top line with a violin differ from a top line using voice? Do you throw on beats and improvise a bunch of parts? Or do you do it the traditional way, writing out notes on a staff and then start recording?
Yeah. I write pretty improvisationally. Usually we'll have like a bit of a track, a little bit of a bed created, and then I'll write violin melodies over it until I'll try a bunch out until I find something that's like, oh, that's catchy. And I will say I think violin or instrumental melodies, they have to be very different than a vocal melody. Like, every once in a while there'll be certain vocal songs, pop songs, whatever, that you're like, oh, this sounds great on an instrument. But a lot of times, things that sound great on a voice, the kind of melodies that sound great on a voice, they don't sound particularly great, at least on a violin. And so it's interesting. You have to write in a very different way than a traditional top liner would write a melody, because it's like, it's not going to be sung. It's got to be a little bit more, it's got to move a little bit more, in my opinion, usually. To be honest, a lot of what tells the emotion, it's of course the violin melodies. That's a huge part. Also, I have to give a huge shout out to like all the amazing producers I've worked with through the years, because a big part of it is what's happening in the tracks. That's what sometimes is what's making you like, oh wow, I feel so free, or like, oh, I feel so like gritty right now, like, oh, like, you know so it's a big huge process working with these producers, like trying to pull out these themes and emotions as they're like creating the tracks and trying to guide them in that way. So that's a huge part of it.